the polls are wrong all the time, but we seem to, we report on all of them. We talk about all of them all of the time. And that informs a lot of what pundits say. And as a result, they're so wrong. We are all wrong.
Well, let me suggest for a second that we in the media, generally writ large, have looked at polling as being predictive. And, if there's ever been an opportunity to say this out loud over and over and over again, it was now. They are not predictive. You will all know that you have done your own level of research, and it's a snapshot of what's happening in the moment we ask the question. And to your point, Anne-Marie, some of the people are just going to say, fuck off, I don't want to talk about it, or they're not going to tell you the truth, or whatever it might be. But to suggest for a second that polling is at a level where it can be predictive, it's not. And, so that's my big issue with a lot of that conversation. The other side of it is, media only talked about the polls, Bob. That's all they talked about through this entire campaign since Harris took over as the nominee for the Democrats. What do the polls say? What do the polls say? Well, the polls say, that was the narrative out of the gate. There was no substantive reporting that went on in any real way around this campaign.
Well, it's always been an entrenched part of the coverage of election campaigns. So there's a certain amount of rote that comes into play there about what are the polls saying. And the other thing that happens is very quickly is message fatigue. I mean, whether it was Trump or Harris, they both got really boring really quickly because it was the same thing time and time again. Any Trump rally speech, you knew what he was going to say. You knew what he was going to drone on about. Harris was really no different. That, with her focus on bringing people together and ending division and uplifting everybody together, it was a nice narrative theme, but it didn't have any traction. This was, first and foremost, about the economy, stupid, as the Bill Clinton winning campaign of the 90s successfully identified. And it was also about change from the current situation, change from the status quo. And Harris failed to present herself as a real agent of change. Instead, she presented herself as the alternative to Donald Trump in a referendum on, do you want Donald Trump to be president again? And that's where the Democrats really strategically missed, I think, because what people were thinking about is, how is everything so fucking expensive? And why do I feel like I'm not getting anywhere? And then they hear Trump saying, hey, remember when I was in office? Remember how good things were then? I can do that again. I can do that in a heartbeat. And a lot of people bought into it.